Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, you're absolutely welcome. So in today's video, we are just going to be talking about something that has been almost like a recurring theme for me over the past, say, 2 weeks or so. And I don't know why this has been happening, but for some reason, I guess I just took a step back for a little while, was just trying to reevaluate the direction I would want this channel to go. And I just took the time, I sat down with myself, and I really was thinking, like, what do I need to do? So, being somebody who also prays, who believes in God, I started, I guess, unconsciously even praying about it and all of that. And I just had it's almost like a simple statement, but I believe I had Holy Spirit whisper to me, God does not bless who you pretend to be. And for some reason, that phrase just stuck with me, and that is what we are going to be talking about today. I know it sort of just, yeah, came from me trying to seek direction and strategy, but it's something that I now just started to think about, especially when I look around me, when I look around this whole era of content creation. Everybody is trying to influence, everybody's trying to be some sort of leader in one industry or one arena or the other. So, yeah, this is what I just got to thinking about. I was just pondering this thing, like, okay, like what's the explanation, what's the whole thing regarding God not blessing who we pretend to be, God not blessing actually who we pretend to be. So here's the thing that, like, I was just thinking, and I also happened to come upon this statement on Instagram which says, you know, you're anointed, but the reason why you're not shining is because you're busy, like, copying others, right? And the thing is, what happens is when God creates us, right, and He puts that identity in us, that purpose in us, all that He wants to do, when He does that, He also unleashes grace that enables us to be able to do that thing which He has proposed us to do or assigned us to do. So, along with that purpose, of course, when He gives you that thing to do, He releases grace for you to be able to do it. But then what happens is when we end up copying others or just trying to pretend to be something that we are not, it means we are veering off uh, that grace part, in the sense that, you know, that purpose is like a package, right? And the grace that enables you to walk in that purpose is part of that package. But then when you veer off, you're going down a path where that grace is not there, right? So you find that sometimes you end up toiling, or just because, you know, the law or the principle of the earth, which states that you are to be rewarded for your hard work, which means that when you now work hard, you excel, you are diligent, it's something you're doing, you will reap some type of fruit here and there, but it will come a point where it almost seems like you're no longer growing, and that is because you are not even moving in the strength or the grace that God would have wanted you to walk in. Instead, you've just ripped this fruit out of your own strength, right? And also just this thing of, you know, like, this thing of everybody just trying to be a leader of some sort, or trying to be some guru, or I don't know, having excelled or conquered at something, also just makes us look perfect, if I can use that word. You know, I know there are things we do and we become really skilled at, or there are battles we face, and because we have conquered those battles, inevitably we become more knowledgeable. All the things we study, and we show ourselves approved, right? Like we have mastered something, and we actually can share or help others along the way. There's no problem with that, honestly. Like if you have mastered something and you believe you can help somebody else, that's a very good thing to do. But my problem here is, like, when I was just thinking of this thing of God not blessing who we pretend to be, is the fact that, like, you find people now acting as if they've reached a certain place or a certain point in their lives, when in actual fact they have not. Here you are sitting and advising people, or trying to influence people, or trying to teach people something that you yourself have not mastered, or trying to lead people towards something you yourself have not, like, you have not even actualized it. You have a certain, like, idea or image of how things ought to be at a certain point. It's an image that is in your mind, but you have not even walked down that path, in the sense that you have not achieved that thing yourself. So here is you trying to act like you've done it, like, I've been there, I've done that, I know what it is all about, I am at this stage, I know what I'm doing. When in actual fact, you really don't know what you're doing. I would actually think people would benefit more and would sit down more and listen to you if you'd actually be authentic and come out and be, like, open about the struggles. I'm not saying lay out your dirty laundry everywhere or let the skeletons come out of the closet, but I'm just saying people would actually benefit from you being authentic and you being real, and you being, like, I'm going through this thing, but I'm not going to let it get me down, or I'm going through this thing, and this is the way, or this is the system which I have devised to be able to walk gracefully in this thing, or to try to battle this thing, or, just being outright authentic about the struggle you may be facing, but not outright trying to lead people to a place you have not even been yourself. I really believe we can benefit more if we try to be more authentic. Also, the thing of, like, acknowledging that you are human, acknowledging that you are struggling in some area, actually enables people to be able to help you. It also, draws people who are actually supposed to walk with you to you, instead of people who are not supposed to be with you. I believe, like, when you are real, when you're honest and transparent, as being led by the Spirit of God, of course, not just trying to be, garnering sympathy or something like that, but just being authentic, in the sense that, what, in case somebody else is going through this thing, I just want to let them know that they are not alone, they are not crazy, they are not, you know they're not all over the place or whatever, that this is actually a real thing that people, or a lot of people, actually struggle with or experience it's at a certain point in their life. I mean, of course, that would be, like, helpful, that type of thing. I'm sort of thinking like I'm losing my train of thought here, but I believe you know what I mean, in the sense that I'm just saying, like, you would help more people if you'd actually be real and honest and transparent. You would actually have more people come to you, because that thing of being like, I got it, I've done this, I'm here, I need you to look up at me because I've done this, I need you to listen to me because I'm an expert in this thing, I'm skilled at this thing, I know what I'm doing. That in itself is even pride, and you're even almost painting a picture of possibly a place that does not even exist. Because keeping in mind that this journey on earth, we will never attain perfection. We strive for it, we work towards it, we fight for it, but we are never going to attain perfection here on earth. We are only going to attain perfection when we are in heaven, right? So, like that thing of just, I don't know, like just pretending that you are there when you're not there. I mean, what if that place does not even exist? What if that place in your mind that you're leading people to in your mind does not even exist? I don't know. I can go on forever and ever, but I guess my point is stop trying to be perfect on paper. Like, who are you really helping? Like, at the end of the day, you're even just lying to yourself. And not only that, but you're also leading people astray. I mean, if you read scripture, that's how you even understand that God sort of is harder on the teachers and the leaders because they have people following them. Therefore, they're supposed to be very good representatives, right? So, if you're not there yet, don't be leading people astray, lying to people, or possibly leading people to some place that does not even exist because you yourself have not been there. You're really not helping anybody. So I guess my encouragement is like, let us walk in authenticity. Honestly, I think we will help more people when we do that. I believe we give ourselves even more grace and less pressure on ourselves when we do that. Like, let us stop being so concerned about building non-existent brands of things like we are not. Let's just stop being so obsessed about influencing to the point that we are influencing people along the wrong path or influencing them towards something that is not real at the end of the day. If you are going to be some type of influential leader or thought leader of sorts, then make sure you have studied yourself to show, you have studied to show yourself approved. Let it not just be a thing of, let's get this thing done, let's get down on this hustle, that type of thing. When you're handling people, you are working with people's hearts here, you are working with souls. And I believe a lot of people don't really realize the weight of that, or the weight of that responsibility. Imagine you are leading a whole lot of people. A whole lot of people are looking at you and looking up to you and possibly trying to live out your words or what you're saying, and yet you are just painting a picture of something that is non-existent. Just think of that. This person you're trying to influence will somehow end up thinking, maybe that they are some type of failure or loser because they're looking at you and they're like, you are just a person as they are and you have attained this thing, but them, they're this person, they're trying to do this thing and they are unable to do it. Like, and yet they are trying to follow advice that you don't even follow yourself. So anyway, I guess the encouragement here is to be authentic. And I believe when we are vulnerable, honest, or even authentic, it makes room for not only people to help us, but for also God Himself to reach out and help us in our own weaknesses and our own infirmities. Where we end is always where God begins. But if we are always obsessing over painting this picture of we got this, then where does that leave God? Like, even if He was planning to send people to help you, how is He going to send them in your pretense or in your hypocrisy? He will not be able to do that because what you are saying is you got it, when you truth you don't got it, right? So let us stop walking in pride. Let us stop walking in dishonest behavior, and let us really be responsible citizens, responsible stewards of the people that we may be, trying to disciple or teach or influence. So anyway, that was just my own 2 cents. Yeah, just keeping in mind, like I said, God does not bless who you pretend to be. God blesses the authentic you. So strive to be authentic. Until we meet next time, guys, my name is Carol, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.